What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and I'm here to ask a question: is the Angry Grandpa show fake? Now, I'm making this video today because the Angry Grandpa and his son, Michael, have come forward and admitted that they have been getting blackmailed since August of last year by somebody who threatens to expose the truth of whether or not the Angry Grandpa show is fake or not. And Michael's decided to come out and come clean and talk about this publicly to make sure that blackmailer has no power over him or his dad. Now, they both did an interview today, and at the beginning of that interview, the interviewer said that they were fake. In fact, they called McJuggerNuggets out for being fake as well. I don't know that that's the entire truth of it. Now, if you've ever seen one of my Francis videos like this one, then you absolutely know that that's fake, because obviously I don't speak like that. I certainly don't act like that. That is a complete fabrication. I talked to Michael Green occasionally, and I asked him about his dad once whether or not that stuff was fake. He said that dad had always kind of been an asshole ever since he was a little kid, but he hams it up for the camera, and I think that might be the case. And I think that's what Michael has admitted to here, that they script certain situations and scenarios designed to get their dad super mad, and maybe he even does ham it up a little bit for the cameras because he knows the cameras are on. I do not doubt for a second, though, that Angry Grandpa has been punching holes in trailers and flipping over tables since the beginning of fucking time, though. And I'm sure that a lot of his fans are upset that the show isn't 100% legit, but the truth of the matter is, very little of YouTube is, and that's for good reason. Every person on social media tries to put the best of themselves out there. They'll take the best photo, they'll show the best events, and when they're at home crying in bed and eating ice cream, they never upload photos of that. The social media version of someone is always very different from the actual person they really are, and that's by design. And obviously, a YouTuber is going to try to put the best version of themselves out on the website. I try to do that. I also try to show you the worst versions of myself and talk about the stupid, idiotic mistakes I've made in my life and the issues I'm dealing with, but I have to admit even I'm not 100% honest with you. There are still days where I'm so depressed that I don't want to make a video or do a stream, but I do it anyway, and I try to smile for you guys and fake it the best I can. And sometimes when I get bad news from the doctor, all I want to do is come home and turn on this camera and cry in front of you, but I know it's not what you want to see, so I try really hard not to. But beyond that, you have to worry about the kind of people that came after Michael and his family. These people are scary, these people are dangerous, and because of them, I'm forced to lie to you sometimes. For example, since we moved last year, I will not confirm nor deny what city we currently live in Northwest Arkansas, because I don't want people like that asshole finding me again. Last year, when somebody found out my address, they sent us all kinds of awful and disgusting packages. One person actually sent a box of horse shit to our front door, and then in another example, they got the address wrong and put a hit out on the Tor network for my neighbor's house. Imagine how fucking awkward it was to show up at my neighbor's house with the police explaining to me that their lives were in danger because of me. And in the case of Michael Green and Angry Grandpa, they let too much information out, and this Dylan guy is now trying to actively destroy their lives, which is insane. I did the smart thing and moved, and not only that, but we really did our best to hide our address in every possible way, and Michael did the smart thing by coming clean and talking about how some of the things in his videos are scripted, and it was the smart thing to do. In that interview, Michael said that his fans mean everything to him and Grandpa. He said when they started this thing, they were just trailer trash. And now, if you think about it, the end of Grandpa's life is going to be much, much better than it would have been before YouTube and the Angry Grandpa show. But Michael said he was willing to give all of that up, that Grandpa was willing to give all of that up, if it meant being honest with his fans, especially on their terms. But I think the majority of Angry Grandpa show fans are going to stick with him, because if you really think about it, it's kind of obvious that some of that show is scripted, because everything on the internet is scripted. Each and every one of us tries to put the best version of ourselves on social media, our Facebook and our Twitter pages, and that includes you. We all know that's true. You have your kissing pranks and your fake drama and your antagonizing videos, all designed to try to make as much money as possible through clicks and views and people getting angry or people falling for your bullshit, and that's just part of the internet. And most of those videos do harm. They do legitimate harm to the human race, and fuck the people making them. But on the other hand, you have YouTubers who are creating relatively benign content like the Angry Grandpa and possibly McJuggerNuggets and my Francis Rages and your magic tricks and things along that lines, and they do no real harm even if they are somewhat scripted. And things like the Psycho series and the Angry Grandpa show and the Francis videos, I think they actually do good rather than harm. I think they teach you what kind of asshole not to be. Sure, I watch the Angry Grandpa show because I like to watch him break his son's Xboxes and televisions and break into his house and do crazy shit. That's why I watch. But I love Angry Grandpa because he's capable of showing kindness and affection to his son, the rest of his family, the people around him, and especially his viewers. And that's why we love you back, Gramps. So maybe they script the scenarios a little bit, and maybe they hype up the anger a little bit. I don't know, and I don't care. Because what I do know is true is the passion they feel for what they're doing and the love they feel for those of us at home who are watching. You can't fake that shit, at least not as well as Charles does in those videos. There's no way. He's not that good of an actor. So even if it is scripted like 99% of all reality television and most of the internet, I'm still going to be watching because I still find it very, very entertaining. In fact, I'll probably watch a little more than usual just to show blackmailers like this little fucking Dylan kid that they have no power over the other YouTubers. Fuck you, kid. And that for me is the real takeaway here, not whether or not what I'm watching is real. I doubt everything I watch, see, or hear anyway. I am a born and bred cynic. But it's the fact that people on the internet think the other people on the internet are not real, which is weird because they believe that they are real. And YouTubers and internet creators and people like me and Michael and Charles and everyone else you watch every day is real. We're just as valid and important a human being as you are. Though some of us are pretty shitty people. I will admit that. There's some people out there who really, really suck, and you know who I'm talking about. But even with those people, I try to be the best version of myself that I can be, especially on the internet, but also in real life. I try to be kind to even to the worst of us. It's really, really hard, but I still think it's the right thing to do most of the time. Especially with people like Michael and his dad, who are genuinely two of the nicest YouTubers I've ever talked to, and I've talked to most of them. I don't know why people on the internet are targets. I don't understand what it is we're doing that makes it people think it's okay to blackmail us or attack us or send us buckets of shit or threaten to kill us. It's very, very confusing to me that has to be part of the job description. But for whatever reason it is, it totally is, and I don't know why. But if you love the job and you love what you're doing, you learn to handle it. The same way Michael handled this. He cut that blackmailer off before he even had a chance by coming clean to his family and friends and his audience, and I'm really glad that he did. I think it was the right decision. I don't know, though. That's one man's opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. I would love to hear what you guys have to think. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.